So let's get started and let's set up the first basic things from our new homepage, papas.marketing. And so this is basically what you saw before. We have been successfully installing like WordPress, and you can access any WordPress page, usually with the default installation settings, by entering in your URL, so to speak, the domain name, which is in this case papas.marketing/ and then you have wp-admin, and that basically brings you then to the login, in which you enter the username and the password we have been setting up for the installation, and then you look what's going on inside, right? So one of the first things I really want you to do is, go under the reading sections in the settings and make sure you discourage the search engine from indexing this site. So just for really the beginning, until you have maybe 3 to 5 blog posts ready and the framework set up and you know what you're really doing and your design is done, I would say before you open it, just make sure you have a better understanding of the framework, right? So let's check this here for now, discourage search engines. And once we want to be found, we basically uncheck this because, of course, we want to be found in Google and that people can read our content on our homepage, right? Then under the plugins, I wanted to show you something here. For instance, you have several plugins pre-installed. One of those plugins is, for instance, Akismet Anti-Spam. I really can say just install this. It's really cool because it's blocking, so to speak, spam comments from bots. You really don't want to have that. In order to get this, it's a free version, so it doesn't cost you anything. You see here, Akismet Basic Free. You have to create an account at Akismet. Just create one, and you get then an API key. Just use any key, of course, but you can use that key, then copy it and paste it, and then it's active. But that's really important. You should absolutely do that. And in the comment sections, of course, it's here in the discussion settings. You also want to make sure that either at the beginning you do, here basically you see allow people to post comments on new articles. I would recommend for the beginning also just uncheck it. Maybe you don't want to have comments right away at the beginning, especially if the blog is not even like a month old or so. It depends on if you have already an audience and you know already that people want to write comments and that's the whole purpose, or like 90% of the target you have and the goal you have, then okay. But otherwise, I would say at the beginning I can turn this off. And I also use for comments a plugin. I show you then all later that I'm going to use for other specific things as well. And of course, one important thing is always check and say, like, anyone posts a comment, email me always. It doesn't matter who posts a comment, I always want to receive an email, right? And any comment is held for moderation. So that's also super important because you can then really approve or disapprove all those comments by also, you see it here, before a comment appears, absolutely make sure you check this comment must be manually approved, right? And this is really, really super important that you have those settings done. Then later on, I don't even use this because I'm using then a comment plugin, but anyways, you could then pick also like different avatar, like images, whatever you feel like is best for your theme, and so on, right? Then here in the comments, you see already there are comments I have been importing, and these comments is what you would see also when you're getting spammed, right? And you have some spam attacks, and then you see like, hey, you got from this IP this crazy comment or this crazy comment, and you see people have then the tendency and they say like, hey, we do all those comments immediately, we want to import that, and we get a backlink from your page. It's really crazy. And what I recommend is just like in a bulk function, select all of those and move immediately to the trash. And then all of those comments have been pushed to the trash. You see it here. And here I can say delete them permanently because I don't even want to deal with all this crap, right? And then your comment section is completely clear. So the appearance in themes, I wanted to show you something. This is, of course, when you look now at that homepage, and this is the main page, papas.marketing, then you can clearly see this is the default theme right now that was pre-installed automatically with WordPress. It's called 2017. This is it for it right now. There might be then coming out 2018 and 19. You see here 2015 and 16. And if you would like to change the look of that specific homepage, right, the theme, how it looks like, you just can activate another one. And as soon as you do that and you refresh your homepage, you see, whoa, my homepage looks completely different. And that's because you can switch a theme immediately by just clicking on this button to activate it. So whatever was pre-installed, right? So going back, because I'm coming back to the theme then again, in the plugin section, again, check a little bit here what else is to see. There is one more plugin I pre-installed already, and it's Yoast SEO, and I want to show you how you find that. So under plugins, you click add new, and then all you do is you type into the search function Yoast SEO, and then it will pop up, and you see here, you click on it, it will automatically install it. You see here all those install buttons, and then you activate it, and boom, done. And then this specific plugin is also under install plugins, ready to go. And the Loginizer, you can remember that was super important. When we installed it, setting it up, we said, hey, look, we want to make sure that, you know, if somebody wants to log in, if he has like 3 or 4 wrong trials, so to speak, you know, he tried to log in 3 or 4 times, then we kick him off. So this is a really, really cool plugin, and I heavily recommend having it. So we have the anti-spam, we have Loginizer and the Yoast SEO. That's for it for now. And then I show you, of course, how we change the settings. But also in the general settings, that's very important. I wanted to show you, click through this here where you find everything. So you want to make sure HTTPS papas.marketing is set up here. Also the site address is set up here. You want to make sure you have the email you entered for the installation is the correct one. You can actually, you know, really reach everything, and everything is set up as you wanted it. But those general settings so far are like the basic settings I wanted to show you, and how everything rolls and how everything looks like, and how you can switch the appearance in a theme relatively quick. I click here on activate. And in the next step, I want to show you how I use one theme, which is called, for instance, here from WordPress, and how it looks like, and how you can install it, and how you can set up it relatively quickly. So that comes in the next session.